Welcome into the Stand Like Men podcast. I'm Daniel Trollenberg.
And I'm Logan Ingram.
And we are here to discuss godly masculinity with y'all. And I completely blanked. What else were we talking about? I think that's it.
Yeah.
Just godly biblical masculinity.
There it is. And we hope that you're enjoying the show and that you give us a rating, or you can send us comments on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you find us, and because we'd love to hear from y'all.
Yeah. I'm excited about these chairs, Logan.
Me too, dude. I'm so comfortable compared to last time.
I could take a nap in this.
Yeah.
But I won't.
Well, I work here, so
you could take a nap in this.
You might.
It's nice.
Might catch me in here. Catch me inside. How about that?
Catch me inside. How about that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Put a blackout curtain and shut that door.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be set up.
So for those of y'all, I guess they don't really care. If you're not on YouTube, you might be confused. We got comfy chairs.
Oh yeah, instead of a table and two old kitchen chairs, we're in comfy chairs now.
Comfy chairs. I like it. I think this is a good choice.
Oh, I like it very much.
And I think I think this is gonna reflect well on the content that we're providing.
Yep. Because if we're uncomfortable, then how can the conversation flow?
Exactly.
We got to be comfortable.
Yeah.
It might slow down, and you might hear us talking slow because we're drifting off.
Crash in the middle of it. Yeah. It's okay. Y'all just keep listening. Y'all keep listening, and then we'll catch up to you in a little bit. So today, I heard I got a buddy that I deeply respect give an analogy on sin. I had never heard this before because growing up, it was always like, don't sin, and this is the things that you need to do, and like this is how you avoid temptation, and all of that's good. I don't want to discredit any of that, but the analogy that he gave was like with a smoker. And so he's like, if I have, this is just a hypothetical analogy, but he's like, you've got a mother with her son. And when the son is very young, she says, I don't want you to be a smoker. Don't smoke. Don't smoke. Whatever you do, don't smoke cigarettes. When he gets older and he doesn't rush into the house one day and say, Mom, I had so many opportunities to smoke cigarettes, but I didn't do it. And like the kid who decides I'm not going to smoke because my mom doesn't want me to smoke, he doesn't go around looking at all of the opportunities that he has to smoke to then not smoke. He's just a non-smoker.
Oh yeah, I hear what you're saying.
It's not a matter of he has a pack of cigarettes in his pocket and he has a lighter in his other pocket and he doesn't pull it out and look and say, no, I'm not going to do that for Mom. And he puts it all away. He doesn't like carry it around. He doesn't hang out with smokers. He doesn't do all these things. It's just, he's just a non-smoker.
Yeah.
And this buddy of mine is like, listen, this is what it's supposed to be like with sin. It's not that we don't sin. It's not that we're finding opportunities where we could sin and we say, no, we're not going to do that, though that's good. But it's that we're not looking for those opportunities. Those opportunities don't present themselves because that's not who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really I don't know if it was impactful yet, but like that was like eye-opening for me and paradigm shifting, because I'm like, it's always been don't sin. And then like several years ago, it was, you have to replace that sin with something else. You have to replace it with Jesus in order for it to work. Like all that made sense, but we're still looking at it as this is the thing to avoid. Not like, I'm not a smoker. I do not think about cigarettes ever. I just don't. Unless I'm walking into the store and you've got people chain smoking right outside the door.
Yeah.
Like I don't think about cigarettes ever. And like and this is his point, is like, that's what we should be like. We shouldn't even be thinking about sin because we're non-sinners. It's not that we don't sin. It's that that's not who we are. We don't think about it ever.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting and worth discussing. I don't know. I didn't tell you the story ahead of time, so
nope.
I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah. Well, I think that also brings up a point about how Satan attacks us.
Yes.
Through temptation also, because just like that story, I don't care how much cocaine you put in front of me. It's not a temptation for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
Yeah.
Because I've never desired it. I don't want anything to do with it. And I've kept myself out of situations where it even is. Well, you put a 32-ounce ribeye fresh off the grill somewhere in front of me, buddy, I want to eat it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even though that's not a great analogy, because it's not going to kill you and make you go bankrupt necessarily. I haven't heard of anyone going off the deep end as a steak addict. Maybe they exist.
Probably.
But, okay, like frozen yogurt or something.
Sure.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's especially right now, because I'm doing carnivore right now.
Yeah.
There was a tray of homemade oatmeal cookies, homemade brownies, homemade chocolate chip cookies, and Reese's peanut butter cups and dark chocolate Hershey's bars at church the other night. Mm-hmm. And it was, I've never felt a pull like that in my life from food and sweets. That just, I could have grabbed the whole tray and run outside and been like a bear or a raccoon in the corner, just shoving my face full. And so, but if I do that all the time and put myself in that situation all the time with this diet, then it gets harder and harder and harder. One day I'll break probably. Mm-hmm. And so, but that's how he gets you though, too. He gets you on your weaknesses.
Yeah.
The stuff that you do find attractive or fun or whatnot. And so that's where we've got to pull ourselves away from that stuff, just like that. We try to steer ourselves away from those situations. There's a great analogy in personal safety, like carrying a concealed firearm or whatever, that these experts say, well, the best way to survive a shooting is to never get in one. And by doing that, you never put yourself in a situation that could possibly ever escalate to that point. Mm-hmm. So if somebody cuts you off in traffic, you don't react to it. You don't start throwing the bird and screaming at them and stuff, because then they might stop in front of you, hop out of their car, and then put you in a life-threatening situation. So you steer away from bad neighborhoods, all of that stuff. So it's pretty much, I mean, it's the same. It's a great analogy.
Yeah.
As you become the person who doesn't go there.
Yeah.
And that's ideal. Absolutely. Like you said, it'd be an ideal life where we just didn't go to any of those places.
Yeah. And I'd always heard the analogy, you've got the cliff edge, and like once you fall off the edge, then you're in sin. So you want to step back, and you don't want to be right on the edge. You want to give yourself a buffer, and so you stay back. But like the sin is still the object of the thing. Mm-hmm. It's not that you're living the life that God wants you to live. It's that you're not living a sin life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And so, the issue now is clearly we are, if we're going to continue the analogy of cigarettes, we're addicted to sin now.
Yes. So
what do we do now? Have you ever quit smoking before?
No.
So you're still smoking?
That was good. No, I'm not, because I never was a smoker.
Okay.
So no, I like that though.
Neither of us have ever been smokers before. So we don't have experience with that, but we have kicked our own bad habits and our own addictions in the past.
Yes.
Or at least worked through process of that. Or we know people who have. And usually, like, what are the first steps that you have to take in order to, like, kick the addiction? I guess.
Well, first of all, you have to decide. Mm-hmm. I mean, you do. You have to decide this isn't worth it to me anymore. So your why has to be big enough.
Yeah.
Because that's important in a lot of areas of life. If your why is not strong enough, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Because, again, like with steak, like my why to quit steak doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Like if the doctor told me, hey, you have this rare disease that you get from ticks where you're allergic to red meat. Well, then my why would be like, okay, I really don't want to die.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to eat red meat. Mm-hmm. And that is a thing. That's a disease you get from ticks, by the way. I don't remember what it's called, but it's not Lyme. It's not something
Lyme.
else.
It's something like that.
Yeah. But so you have to decide, and then you have to have a why that's stronger than the thing itself. Mm-hmm. And then the best thing I found is remove yourself from all areas. Like, don't go to a place if that thing exists.
Yeah.
Don't don't put yourself in a situation purposefully where like an alcoholic doesn't really generally go to the bar just to hang out.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're practicing, yes, but if they're in recovery, an alcoholic who's in recovery doesn't generally go hang out in bars.
No.
And recovering drug addicts generally don't go hang out in trap houses. And so, because it's not good for them.
Yeah.
It's
gamblers don't go to casinos.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to remove yourself from any situation where that might be an overwhelming temptation.
Yeah. Going back to your why, like the why of why you're doing it, it's kind of the inverse of that, but what are you willing to give up for God? Like if we say, I'm a Christian, okay, what does that mean? Like God wants you as all of you. And so it's like, okay, well, he can have and if you hold on to I've got a buddy who's like struggles with pornography. He knows it's wrong. He goes kind of, I think they call it a fear cycle where they're doing great. And then they get comfortable. And then they stumble and they fall into the pit of acting on it. Mm-hmm. And then they feel like they hit bottom and they're like, I'm not doing this again. And they kind of climb back out and they're doing good for a while and then they get comfortable. And it's just this constant cycle. I think he calls it a fear cycle is what they use in his recovery group. And he's like, he knows where he's at. He knows that he keeps falling into that cycle. He knows that he's doing all this, but he's like, I can't get out of it. I'm like, okay, but you're a Christian, right? Yes. It's like, okay. He's like, I know I have to give this up for God. He's like, but I don't know if he feels uncomfortable giving it up, or he's like, I can't let go of this because this is kind of who he has been for the past however many years. Or if he really, I don't know. I can't speak to what his motivations are. But yeah, we'll have conversations. He's like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to get rid of this, but I just after my like prayer of lamentation of like, I can't believe I did this again. I'm so sorry. And then I fall back into the same pit. And I forget why I started going down that road to begin with. Oh, it's what are you willing to give up for God? Right. It's like he's willing to give up literally everything. He's moved, like quit his job before. He serves at the church and he like does a lot of like, he's very outwardly focused and he serves a lot of people and he's always looking for ways to help people in ministries. And he's like very godly, except for this one little corner. And he's like, okay, so what are you willing to give it up? And if not, why are you not willing to give it up? And so it's loosely connected to your why has to be strong enough.
Right.
And at the moment again, I might be speaking unfairly, but his why of following Christ is not enough to have him give that up.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
And there's a piece too of most of sin is a symptom, mm-hmm. generally, like sure. pornography use and drug abuse and alcoholism and a lot of stuff like that is actually a symptom of a problem.
Yeah,
it's an emotional or spiritual soul problem that we've got, and so part of the recovery from that and steering away from all of that is it's not just a why. And it's not just deciding, but you got to get to the root of it too. Mm-hmm. And so there's that.
I like that. I like what you said, that sin is a symptom. Did you say anything? Did you label what the problem was? Like the soul problem, but like, did you give it a name?
No.
I wonder if it's pride.
I think that's when you dig down deep. Pride is at the center of almost all of it. Some of it's worse than that.
Yeah. I think selfishness could easily come from pride.
Yeah. I do, and this might be a good topic for a future episode, but the difference between pride and selfishness.
Oh.
Because I think they are two distinctly different things that overlap. Mm-hmm. Sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, ultimately it is we are fallen creatures is what it ultimately boils down to.
Yeah.
Is that we ate the fruit, we are fallen, and we have to decide to, and I'm trying not to use pride language, but I think at the moment, I personally think that that's where I'm at, is that it boils down to we are prideful creatures, and we're like, this is who we are, and this is why we're the way that we are.
Yeah.
It was like we ate the fruit because we wanted to be like God, and now we don't want to let go of that. I don't know.
Pride isn't always just some dude standing on a rock and going,
no,
I'm not moving.
I agree.
That's not really pride. I mean, yeah, that has something to do with it. But like right now, I'm doing a deep dive into my business and what I've been doing for the last couple of years in trying to build the RV park and do development and real estate and all of it. And I've got to be honest with myself about some decisions that I've made or places where I didn't push hard enough. And it comes down to pride. Is it like there's about 20 excuses before I finally get down to, no, that was just me, like having pride in that I don't want to be looked at a certain way.
Yeah.
Because that's pride.
Yeah.
And so that.
Or I know what I'm doing. I deserve people to.
Sorry.
I know what I'm doing. I deserve for people to pay attention to me.
Yes.
And it's not, and you can play that role very subtly and nonchalantly, but still drop in little bits of like demeaning other people or like subtly lifting yourself above other people.
Right.
And
it's pride.
And it wouldn't necessarily fall under the category of bully.
No.
But it would still be.
It's just these little underhanded comments.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
The must be nice crowd.
Yeah.
They're good at that.
Must be nice to be in the 1% when someone's just bought a new car because their old one broke down. Or
right, exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be nice to not drive a car with the doors falling off. I didn't have an analogy when I started that sentence.
I've got a lot of them, but I don't know that they're appropriate. I mean, not that they're inappropriate, but I'm just saying is we don't need to get into that.
I think we all understand. I think we all understand.
Yeah.
Another guy was talking to me we were talking about the Genesis 1 and 2, when God brings Adam, he shows Adam all of the animals of creation, right? And Adam goes through and he names them all. And then at the end, there wasn't a suitable helper for him. And so it's unusual. The argument, I don't know if this is fair or not. I haven't done enough research on this, but the argument is like God rarely does things that are surface level. Like there's usually multiple layers to what God does.
Yeah.
And in my first thoughts, I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so when you apply that to that story, it's not just that Adam was going through and naming all the animals and being told, hey, you are master over the fish of the sea. You are going to tame these animals. You are going to use these animals to plow. Like it's not, you are ruling over these creatures. It's, he was also looking to see if there's a suitable helper there, and there's not. And if you expand on that a little bit, you think, okay, well, God is showing Adam that there is not a single creature on earth that is like him. And because if you start looking at physically, of course, obviously there's not a creature on earth that's like us, but also like cognitively and like metaphysically is not the right word, but like once you look past the physical, there's not a creature like us. Every creature lives its life based on its impulses. Mm-hmm. Everything is impulse and instant gratification. Like I need to poop, I'm going to poop right here. I need to pee right here. Everything goes back to poop and pee, by the way. I don't know why. It just always does. It's a common thread that everybody understands. Or like, I need food. I'm going to eat this. Even though I'm going to eat this carrion. Even though this is a rotting carcass, I'm going to eat it because I need food, and this is food right here. I want this. We're dealing with this right now. You can train it out of animals like dogs, but like I'm currently dealing with that with our dog, and she's, I don't know, 7 months or so, something like that, 7 or 8 months. Everything is based on their impulse.
Yeah. Kids,
little kids as well.
Yep.
But what God is saying is like, listen, you are more than your impulses. Like the dog, the cat, the rhino, whatever, everything is based on their impulse. Like they are creatures of impulse, and they do what they feel like they need to do right now. You are more than that. You can say, no, I'm not going to do that. You did that this past week. You walk up and you saw a tray of oatmeal cookies. You said, I'm not going to eat those. If you were an animal with zero impulse control, you would have eaten one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs do it all the time in the house.
Yeah.
In houses, people get so mad.
Well, and like there's a proverb of like, as a dog returns to its vomit.
Right.
It's like I'm confident when the dog threw up, it knew, hey, this is a problem, and it like gets rid of it. But it still knows, like the impulse is, I wonder what it tastes like. I don't know. But like ultimately it's like every creature lives on impulse. And he's saying, listen, Adam, you're not like these creatures. You can control yourself. You can live on something more than just your impulse and your instant gratification. There is a delayed gratification that is worthwhile. You can control your impulses, and you can choose something that's better. And then we can expand that into, we talked about forgiveness a while ago. Like someone who is not in control of themselves is not going to forgive somebody else.
Right. So the impulse control thing is so strong and deeply rooted in us. Like I see it all the time. Like we take kids on Trek. Like my daughter goes. Joshua went last year too. Nate will get to go, I think, next time when we do it. But it's amazing how you pushed your body, like especially if we're up in elevation, like 11,000 feet. There's no oxygen up there. So your body or your mind, something in you is screaming, we are dying.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating watching these kids and how they respond to that, because almost 100% of them stop. They don't think that they can survive. Like it's almost like that impulse of we're going to die is that strong. And I know with a lot of addictions, that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, especially cigarettes, any chemical addiction, it feels that way for real. Like your body will literally actually sometimes die because those impulses are so strong. Like a drug withdrawal, you can actually die. It's like your body kills itself because it thinks it's dying. Yeah. It's not actually dying, but it thinks it is. And then it actually kills you. Yeah. And it's so wild. But I was in California last weekend, or Friday, and I did an ice bath challenge. And I've never done the ice bath thing ever. Like I've done the ice bath challenge where they dump cooler water on you, and I've done cold shower stuff, but I've never done rivers and mountain lakes and stuff like that, but never an ice bath that's a pool of water with ice standing in it that you have let sit there for 8 hours and it still has ice standing in it. Yeah. And man, that was a new experience.
Sounds awful.
It was so cold. I did 3 minutes. Each of us did 3 minutes, the guys that were there. And I've never been so cold that my hands cramped and were drawing in on themselves. Yeah. And it was like freaky. It scared me a little bit. I'm like, this shouldn't be happening. Yeah. And I'd try and like push them together and like spread my fingers out, and the pain was just unreal. And of course, when you get in, your body starts freaking out because and telling you we're going to die. Yeah. And the truth is, if I sat there long enough, I would absolutely die. Yeah. Like I'd get hypothermia and die. Yeah. And so I remember one very clear instance where it felt like my body was going to jump out of the water without me and just leave me behind kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like an out of body experience. It's like, I just knew that my survival instinct, whatever's inside of us, was going to take over and just get me out.
Yeah.
And somehow I broke right past that little moment of impulse. And I was able to sit it out the rest of the time. And I never had that impulse again after that moment. But it was really clear and fascinating how and that's where my why and my reasons for doing it and a bunch of stuff all played in together and made it to where I could resist that urge. Because, dude, buddy, I wanted to get out so bad.
Yeah.
So badly.
Yeah. Well, you have to distract your mind.
Yes.
Like you can't be thinking about the cold in that moment.
No. And it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. And what's weird is once you get out, it's like a realization, oh, we didn't die.
Yeah.
And oh, I made that decision and was able to
Probably
stay
could
in.
have gone more.
Yeah, and really my body was fine.
Yeah.
It was my hands, and they hurt
Yeah.
so bad. Like I haven't had my hands hurt like that ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm 40, and it's never happened in my life. Of course, my body's, something in me is going to freak out.
Yeah.
Go, we have never experienced this in 40 years.
Yeah.
We're out of here.
We have a problem.
Right. Yeah, we have an issue here.
Well, it's kind of like when I ran my half marathon last year.
Yeah.
It's like at mile 10, I felt like I don't have any more. Like it was one of those, like I wasn't running. I was like falling.
Yeah.
I'd move my foot over and I'd fall into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, well, hold on. I committed. I said I was going to do this, and I've got my family. Like I told my family, hey, I'm not going to see you for this entire morning or this entire 4 hours or whatever, because I'm going to be running my half marathon. And like, I knew that at least my son was expecting me to run a half marathon. I'm like, I'm going to do this. And so sure enough, at mile 10, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I still ran the other 3.1 miles, whatever it is. And so I had, your mind will lie to you because your mind is saying, hey, we don't, or your body, is it your mind lying to you? Something's trying to lie to you. I
don't know.
And saying, because the mind is lying to you saying that we need to stop. You can't do this anymore. But you can push past that and say,
right, isn't that weird? So
yeah.
I wonder what that is.
Is that your soul or your spirit
talking,
or is that
voices?
Your conscious?
There's two voices in you.
Yeah.
And so that's what's weird. Yeah. And that's how I felt in the ice bath. It's like, hold on, who's telling me to get out?
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here saying we're staying in.
Uh-huh.
So who is that?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So who's the other voice?
I really don't know. I don't know if it's our soul or I really have no idea.
We need to get someone who's qualified to talk about
That'd
this
be
more.
A cool episode.
This isn't, because I hadn't considered that. Like I always said, like, I ran cross country in high school. I'm like, and so like, I knew I could do it. I just had to push through that voice.
Well, and it's logical. Like your body can't talk to you. It talks to you through your mind.
Yeah.
And so, but my mind is talking to myself, telling me keep going.
Yeah.
So what's talking back?
Yeah.
Saying no.
Crazy. Well, and what's interesting, like after I finished the half marathon, I then had to walk home because I didn't finish near the house because I intentionally stayed away from the house so I wouldn't just stop early. And so I had to walk another half a mile to get home. And then that was Thanksgiving. So I still had to it was the day before Thanksgiving. So I still had to prep for Thanksgiving and walk around and move things around. I could still do stuff after that. I clearly didn't die. I did actually go further than half a mile that day.
Yeah.
My step count was outrageous that day. It was awesome.
I bet.
It's awesome.
I think my step counter's messed up.
Yeah.
Because I did 4 or 5 miles in Hawaii, and that was just on a one evening hike, and it said I had 5,000 steps. And I'm like, I've been up and hiking all day.
Yeah.
It's how did I only hit 5,000?
Changing elevation?
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't like that.
I really don't know. But I swear my watch doesn't count right.
Weird.
Because some days at the end of the day, even after my Mountain Tough workout, which is tons and tons of step ups and sled pushes and running, it's congratulations, you hit 3,600 steps today. I'm there's no way It's just not possible.
I get 3,600 steps before lunch.
I know. That's what I'm like. Yeah. And the other guys on my trip were like, man, I hit 12,000 steps today. And I'm like, I did more than you. Like, I hit 4,000. Something is not right here.
Careful. Watch out for pride.
Yes. Yeah, maybe that's the lesson it's trying to teach me.
Maybe. No, probably not.
No. But yeah, you got, I think, all of those pieces. You got to have all those pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a decision. You got to have a why, and then you have to have the will too, to say no.
And we need
to ignore your impulses.
And we need to think. Yeah, we need to recognize that we can control our impulses.
That's a big one. That's been a really big one for me.
And even if when you get to the point where I can't do anymore, it's like, yeah, you can.
Yeah. Well, and a problem a lot of people have, and especially going into recovery, is they stop the first time it gets uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so and it's like it's a developed pattern too, and belief.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I didn't do it last time, so I can't. Well, okay, then you try again and you can't do it again. Well, that's just a reinforcement that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Even though you really can, but your brain is going, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew we couldn't do it. Look at that. I told you.
Yeah. When I got to mile 10, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, okay, well, you committed to it, so you have to. And I said, all right, I'm going to run to that lamppost over there. And I just kept running. I got to the lamppost. I said, oh, great. I'm going to run to that curb right there. And I ran and got to that. I'm going to run to that tree. It's like I started setting small, goals that could be accomplished easily. And in the moment, it felt awful. But I'm like, I'm going to set a goal. I'm going to wear an attainable goal where I'm going to get that goal. And then I'm going to set another small attainable goal. I'm not going to look at transferring that over to addiction recovery. It's like, I'm not going to say I'm no longer being addicted. It's right. I'm going to go this hour without looking at pornography.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, I made it. Great. I made an hour without going through pornography, going after it. I'm going to go one more hour.
Right.
And maybe it's not, I'm going to go an hour without pornography. I'm going to go an hour, it can grow into, I'm going to grow an hour without social media.
Right.
Because the algorithm is not controlled by God. The algorithm is controlled by the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having a hard time, discrediting that. You go an hour without social media, and so you hit, and then you can start spreading that out. It's like, okay, I'm going to go 4 hours without consuming pornography. Great. I'm gonna be at a ball game tonight. I'm going to go the entire game without lusting over anybody. I'm not going to look at any girl below her shoulders, or whatever your thing is. But it's like, set attainable goals, and once you meet that, you set the next attainable goal, and it's small. It can be, years ago I was struggling with this. I'm like, okay, I just have to go 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 5 minutes without picking up my phone, and I did it. I'm like, all right, great. When I think I told this story, I walked out to go run an errand or whatever, and there were girls doing some sort of fashion shoot right outside our house. Did I tell you this?
No.
Okay, so I finally hit a why where I'm like, I need to get over this, and so I've been journaling every day, multiple times a day, and I was actually getting out of the same rut and making progress. I'm like, all right, and for whatever reason that day I was struggling. I'm like, I'm itching to act on this temptation. And I walk out to go run an errand, and we live in a dorm, and so we have, the building that we were in had a beautiful landscaped front with bushes and flowers and whatnot, and then it had brick wall behind it. It was a great place for a photo shoot. And so these girls, college age girls, were doing a photo shoot for one of the boutiques in town of nighttime wear. Nothing necessarily scandalous, but 90s. And so I walk out, I see these girls essentially dressed for bed, and my mind immediately said, they're half naked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and so at that moment I'm like, I can't, this is absurd right now. The enemy, this is a violent attack from the enemy.
Yeah.
In this moment. So And I had to walk right past them in order to get to my car. I'm like, my goal is the car. I'm just going to stare at the car the entire way. I'm not going to look at them. I'm not going to say hi to them. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just staring at the car. I'm going to get to my car. That was just a moment of like a small goal of like, I've got to get here. Mm-hmm. And once I get out of this situation, like I can recover. But in this moment, this is my goal. Like, this is my goal.
That's an attack, bro.
Yeah. It kind of scared me a little bit. I'm like, this is more brazen than most of the attacks. Most of the attacks are, just like a little ad and you're on scrolling through social media, or like a commercial pops on for a show of some sort. Like, this one's pretty. It was really brazen, and so
I've incorporated the one more step deal so many times in temptation, in the mountains, literally. Just okay, I have to go one more step. And okay, I didn't die. I'm going to go one more. I'm going to go one more, and then eventually get where I'm supposed to go. And that's actually part of this whole deep dive into my business stuff too. We're breaking down my 1-year goals into small steps because if I look at a 1-year goal, it's impossible. Because that's the whole point. We're setting impossible goals for a 12-month period.
Yeah.
And then I'm breaking it down to
how do you get there?
Okay, quarter, month, week, day. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to do it again tomorrow. I'm going to do this thing again today.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to look at that today. I'm not going to do this thing today. And it works.
Yeah.
But you got to make the decision. You got to have some willpower, and you got to have a good why to not do it again today.
Yeah.
Because this big old juicy ribeye, have no reason not to do that.
Yeah.
We're having burgers tonight, not ribeyes. I wish.
I love burgers.
Burgers are good though. These are bison.
Nice.
The one I got in December.
If I go to a restaurant, I'm going to get a burger over a steak.
Oh man.
I enjoy steak.
It depends on the restaurant for me.
Growing up, Mom liked her steak well done.
Oh yes.
It needed to be zero pink. And so that's how all of the steaks were cooked. And so that's
how I grew up too.
I don't like when I think of steak, I think that. Now I make steak and it's delicious, but like it's really easy to screw up a steak. It's real hard to screw up a burger.
Yeah.
Or I know a burger is going to be consistent. And so.
Yeah, that's true. I grew up the same way. We just burned all our steaks pretty much. And I just thought that was normal.
Yeah.
Then I went on a cruise with a buddy in high school. His family invited me to go with them. It was all inclusive deal.
Oh, nice.
And so it's like where, a 10-year-old could order steak and lobster.
Yeah.
And it not cost anything.
Yeah. You get the lobster.
That's
and like,
exactly what I did.
would like another lobster.
I was like,
no problem.
I was like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
And I got steak rare for the first time.
Dude,
my life changed forever from that moment. I'll never forget it. Yeah. The moment I cut into it.
I'm not much of a rare guy.
Rare, medium rares. I'll do
medium rare. Medium is usually where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
We can still be friends.
Excellent.
Yeah. Much further than that, though, I got to draw the line.
No, that's fine. I'll still eat it at medium well.
Yeah.
And oftentimes that's where it ends up getting, because I'm afraid of, Kara doesn't like the juices, red juices.
Why not? It's myoglobin.
I know. But she's
not blood.
She's afraid. Her mom is a germaphobe.
Oh.
And her mom is like very she's the one that, partway through, you have to use different tongs. Almost. She did ask the question, like, when you're cooking chicken, partway through, do you need to change your tongs?
If you're in a restaurant, yes. If you're in like the food service industry where you're licensed to do that, yes, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
They are very serious about cross-contamination in the food service industry.
Yeah. I've
health
never
department.
heard of that. I mean, it makes sense why you would need to do that. But I'm like, no, we don't have enough tongs for that.
Yeah.
No.
No. Bear meat, I will do that that kind of stuff, like really wash everything because it carries trichinosis.
Okay.
Or it can.
Yeah.
And so, but really it's not any dangerous than doing it with pork or chicken, because pork can carry trichinosis too, and chicken salmonella and whatever else.
Yeah.
And so I'd probably should get a little better at it, but I try to be pretty good with those meats because I was in the food service industry, and so I realized how bad you can get sick from that stuff. Thank you for joining us on the Stand Like Men podcast this afternoon or morning or evening or whenever you're listening to it. We really appreciate you guys listening, and if you're enjoying the show, give us a rating or send us some comments, send us an email at standlikemen@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from y'all, any topics that you might want to go over or any questions you have over the episodes we've done so far. Our verse is 1 Corinthians 16:13 and 14.
Be watchful.
Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong.
Let all that you do be done in love.